Roll it 3 feet by, and you're still up.
Huff was a little further than we thought. Looks like he's got 4 or 5 feet here. Really wants to make this one, obviously. This last group, you want to keep putting the pressure on, especially if I'm sure he's looked at the board and seen Silvera creep up on him.
Yeah, nice to get a birdie here at the 11th, knowing that half the field birdies the 12th. You can get on a little run. Oh, and he pulled that all the way. It's a dead straight putt, and he got it outside the hole. Wasted opportunity there, Mark.
Yeah, he wasted one on 9 also. You know, sometimes you just got to fight these lulls off.
Ahead to 13. Chris Smith, who was unable to make the short birdie putt at 12.
Oh, no save.
That's like getting one back.
Certainly is.
Now Greg Hamilton, after a very fine long iron to this stage, is definitely thinking 3, and Nelly, he has done what most of the players have done in this field, dominate the par 5s.
Played the par 3s and 4s, even par, and 9 under on the par 5s. Gary, pretty well straight up the hill?
Pretty much, Jim. Just got to negotiate a little bit of fringe. Got to go.
Problem when you have to putt it through the fringe is you never quite know how it's going to hop through there, but that'll be a tap-in birdie.
Hamilton set and poised to tie John Huff for the lead at 11 under par when we return to the Nike Dakota Dunes Open.
As sure as the sun will rise across America, the families that travel will have one common need: to be safe. So it's no surprise that America's favorite full-size car has also been honored for safety. That's according to Prevention Magazine, which gave LeSabre the Safe Car Achievement Award in the full-size category. Buick LeSabre, the American family car.
Hello, I'm Peter Kessler. Louise Suggs is not only a founding member of the LPGA and a charter member of its Hall of Fame, she's also one of the greatest female players in the history of the sport, as evidenced by her 50 career wins. You'll meet her on the next Golf Talk Live.
Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on the Golf Channel.
Fourth birdie of the day for Greg Hamilton, who finds himself now tied for the lead. Now let's go back to the 12th tee.
Got to be feeling a lot stronger now after 2 birdies in a row. Got it right down the center of the fairway. Very good shot.
Well, that may have gone a little too far, Mark. He'll have to bend his second shot a little left or right.
Moment ago at 14, Danny Briggs to get to double digits.
Right behind the hole. Beautiful tee shot. Tough read, though, as that pin is on a ridge that runs from the back to the front right there.
Now back to the 12th, and John Huff, who is tied for the lead at 11 under.
Well, he's been kind of treading water here. He needs something to get him going again. You know, a round of golf is 4.5 hours long, and you have these lulls. He's in them. He's in one of them right now where it's not happening for him. Maybe this par 5 will give him a tweeter and he can get back to that flow.
Toughest thing, Mark, is I guess to be patient at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You know, he's 11 under par and things are going okay. He feels like he could have had a couple more, but we all feel that way, don't we?
Driver off the tee, Mark.
Yes.
Softly.
And he's got to He's yelling for it to get down. He might have caught too much of it. No, it's fine. It's right up the gut. This is a funny looking tee shot here.
To 13 a moment ago. Second shot of Chris Patton, who is at 9 under.
The 13th hole, 430-yard par 4. Plays a little shorter than that. Pin today right up front.
I didn't hit that one well.
Back to the par 5 12th tee, and Greg Wisman.
Play here is to just get it out in the fairway, keep it short of those bunkers straight away, and have a shot at this par 5 and 2.
Craig looking like he took 3-wood off the tee there, going right at the left corner of the fairway. And that ends up in perfect shape, right into the neck.
Ahead to the par 3 14th at 177 yards. Tim Herron for next to play.
Well, the pin here cut only 5 yards from the right edge.
I like that. You like that, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fit that other one in there, it's fine. Okay, that's fine.
A little like that.
The hole has given up 49 birdies,
Perfect.
38 bogeys, exactly 3.00. Most of the guys hitting 6 irons. Do not want to miss it right here.
Stay left. Stay left.
This one's headed right. Hold on. And that slopes down and falls off there, but there's a good shot. That'll give him a good birdie putt.
I think it's in the
15 and Clarence Rose, who drilled it in there about 10 feet. This for birdie.
Putt that'll break to his right. And there you have it. 15th going to give up a few more birdies as it does for Clarence Rose, and he moves to 3 under for the day and 8 under for the tournament.
Back to 14 now. And Eric Johnson, who got a good look at the shot that Tim Herron just hit.
And you can bet he scoped out the bag and found out what Tim hit. It's nice to hit second or third on a par 3. That one's safe into the middle of the green. Probably would have liked it 6 or 7 feet closer, but you can make it from there.
Greg Hamilton, John Huff tied for the lead. Jeff Barlow, Sonny Skinner just 1 back. And now let's move to the 18th and the 3rd shot of David Toms, who over the last 6 weeks is probably playing the best golf of his career.
Good time to get on a streak here. David Toms today has 6 birdies and 1 bogey. He's working himself right up the leaderboard again. Won a few weeks ago, Wichita Open. We watched him win at the Greater Greensville Classic. And this looks like another birdie for David Toms. What a beautiful shot.
Trying to shoot 31 on the backside, and you see all those balls nestled around the 18th flagstick. This was Brent Geiberger's effort to get to 7 under. To the 12th, the par 5, and now Sonny Skinner 1 off the lead.
Now there we see him way back around the corner. And he's got this little mound, the ball just a tiny bit above his feet. This becomes an awkward shot trying to hit a cut in here. A lot of times you'll overcook the cut. He has to hit a fade to hit it around the trees.
Son of a gun. Get down.
Oh, and this one's going to be problems headed left.
Okay. That's not too good, I don't believe.
And he's not happy with it.
To 13 with the putter. Chris Patton trying to roll it up the hill and in for birdie.
Really sticky fringe around here, Danny. I hit a few putts earlier this morning and tried to roll through the fringe, a few of them, and Couldn't get any of them to the hole.
John Huff now trying to knock it on the 12th and 2.
From a much better position. He can hit whatever shape he wants from this position.
That's, yeah. Go through it.
Oh, and those will be some difficult shots. And Denny, we've been given word that this group is
Bad shot of the turn.
on the clock now. They're being timed, and you take more than 45 seconds, and that's a bad time. So you're only allowed 2 before you're penalized. So these guys have to get on it a little bit and make sure that their routines are right, and they make their choices and go with them.
Greg Wisman now with a long iron. Has played the par 5s at 8 under, and he's thinking 3 right here.
Exactly. He has a look straight up the throat of this green, and the pin sits right in the middle of the throat, so it's a very well framed shot. And this ball's headed right. Catches the back right edge of the green, but that'll be a difficult 2-putt from there.
Putting.
Over a huge mound.
I was going to say putting not his strength as well. Let's see if he can 2-putt from there. And now David Toms for a round of 66. And I'd be the last person in South Dakota to count this guy out a win in the golf tournament tomorrow. Top of the hour it comes, and here on the Golf Channel during live golf coverage, that means a quick perusal of the entire field. Going with the putter from just off the green at 13. Chris Patton from 5 feet to try and save a 4. And well done. Patton stays at 9 under, 2 shots off the lead, and we'll be back with more coverage after this.
In choosing the right shafts, torque is important, but shaft stiffness and tip flexibility are even more important. True Temper combines the right shaft properties to give you the best performance no matter what shaft you choose. So remember, torque, stiffness, and tip flexibility. Or just remember, True Temper.
True Temper makes it easy to choose the right shafts. The Integrated Performance Series. The performance of the most famous steel shafts, now on graphite. From True Temper.
Golf. Rich with tradition and history. A sport forever enduring and unchanged. Golf is pure theater. Its passion and drama has forged so many indelible personalities. These are the champions who met in golf's magnificent arena. Golf Channel Classics.
British Open highlights today at 5 p.m. Eastern.
5 players within a shot. Larry Silvera with a brilliant 64 earlier today. Robert Thompson making tons of birdies today as well. And let's go now to the 13th and the second shot of Jeff Barlow.
After a nice tee shot, has 140 yards to the pin. Slight breeze behind. 9-9 for Jeff.
Prior to that, Co-leader Greg Hamilton from the fairway.
From 142 yards.
Now to the 12th, and Sonny Skinner.
He's got to not bite off more than he can chew here. He's got to play away from this pin a little bit. It's obscured by a strand of trees. What a great shot. That's as close as he could have gotten it on that one. Good shot, Sonny.
Ahead to 16 for back-to-back birdies, Clarence Rose.
16th is 198 yard par 3. And not terribly disappointed with par here.
At 13 a moment ago, Matt Peterson trying to mount a charge in round number 3.
All right. That's the way to start a charge, Denny.
Now let's go back to the 12th. John Huff looking a little like Taylor Smith at this point in time.
Well, he has found his ball. I don't know whether that's good news or bad news here, but you know, he's in one of these little thickets that present himself as not very far off the putting surface, only about 12 or 13 feet. So if you go at this green in 2, you got to be wary of this thing on the left. I think he can get it somewhere out of the stuff, and if he's lucky, he can get it on the green, but got very little backswing. He's gonna have to pull a little magic out here.
Mark, that the lip of the bunker really is not high enough at all, so it's real easy to run the ball through the bunker up into this thicket, isn't it?
Yes, it is. There's nothing holding that ball back. And you know, but John knew as soon as he made contact with the ball, he'd buried himself.
You could hear him say, Mark, that's the first really bad shot I've hit this entire tournament.
It just seems to be, you know, nothing's happening for him right now, and it's when you have to be careful.
Oh.
Not bad, not bad.
What a good kick. Ball took a good kick off that little tree in front of him. And get that up and down for par. Could have kicked anywhere, though.
That's what Danny Briggs is trying to do now at 15 with his 3rd shot.
Oh, Danny will have a tough shot here over this huge mound. No, watch the ball pick up speed now.
And now Jeff Barlow with the 13th for a birdie.
Ticklish little putt downhill. It's going to move to his left.
Now Greg Wisman, who would really earn an eagle 3 here at the 12th if he could hold this putt.
He's got a putt over a mountain range here, about 60 feet. Doesn't look like he's hit it nearly hard enough. Oh, look at this. Great read, great putt. He knew something I didn't there. That was wonderful.
He's been working very hard on his putter with his buddy Olin Brown, and Olin would be very pleased and impressed indeed with that 2-putt.
Absolutely. See, I told you so. Told you that's what you needed to do.
And now let's go to Greg Hamilton at 13 to grab the outright lead.
This little birdie putt's going to dive left at the end to get the speed right.
Had a notion, but couldn't keep it on the high side. And ahead to 15 to stay at 9 under par for Danny Briggs. One more quick look here to make sure he's got the line.
Danny working hard at the visual part of his putting game, trying to see the line, feel the line, step up and relax, and paint that line with the putter head. Well done. So Danny Briggs with only 1 bogey all week, playing very solid golf.
Well, Matt Peterson to climb a notch higher on the leaderboard, this at 13th.
After a superb iron shot, this is downhill, should move to the right. quite fast.
Wouldn't this be a fantastic birdie for John Huff?
Yeah, he's thinking, get me out of here with par, let me tell you. And very acceptable for John.
Now, after a great little bunker shot, Sonny Skinner, Mark trying to let his putter do some of the work.
Yes. He's been doing all the work with the big shots now. See if the little one can get one in. Just got a good read off of Huff's putt.
Pretty straight here.
There it is. Great birdie. Wow.
To the 18th we go. And Robert Thompson.
Robert's 6 under for the day. This pin very accessible with a wedge.
Cut. Come on.
Too much pro stuff on that ball. Takes it back about 18 feet.
When we come back, we'll chat with Mr. Toms, who had an easy birdie at 18 today.
Now, the most difficult shots in golf are easy to make. With the Alien Ultimate Wedge, you'll be out in one swing, guaranteed.
I don't care how high a handicapper you are or how little you play. You'll get out of the sand on your very first swing or your money back.
Over 60% of all shots are taken within a short distance of the pin. The Alien Ultimate Wedge's triple radius design gets you out of the sand, out of the deep rough, even off hard pan. You don't need a new swing, a new stance, or a sports psychologist. All you need to get on the green is the Alien Ultimate Wedge. Call now for your free video and brochure and find out how you can get this revolutionary club in your bag.
If you live for golf and want to save strokes, pick up the phone right now and order your Alien Wedge. I guarantee you, you'll be glad you did.
The Alien Ultimate Wedge.
There's a long one.
One swing, and you're out of there.
Right on it. All right.
Guaranteed.
Welcome back to the 14th. Former U.S. amateur champion Chris Patton to try and get to 10 under par. Not quite what Chris was looking for. We welcome David Toms to our booth at the 18th. And David, a wonderful round today of 66. The last month for you, you're playing about as good as you can play.
Yeah, I've had some good finishes lately, and coming off a win last week, I've got a lot of confidence, and it's carrying over to this week. First 2 rounds I didn't play very well, but I seemed to capitalize when I had opportunities to make birdies. And today I got it going on the back 9. I got in my rhythm, started hitting some solid shots, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
Were you licking your chops earlier today after the rain last night? The greens were firm here the first couple of days.
Yeah, it was, you know, the greens were a lot better. They were holding our shots, and I'm glad because we were hitting a lot longer shots into the green. It's, you know, our drives weren't going near as far, so we had more mid irons today and long irons into the greens. So it was a good thing that the greens were holding.
All right, let's go now to 14 and Greg Hamilton.
Greg's got a 6 iron. It's 177 yards today to the pin.
And a good safe shot, pin high.
Let's go to the 15th now and Chris Smith.
Chris coming off birdie on 14, and look at this shot. Wow. Almost makes it 2 here at the 15th.
That little kick in to go to 5 under on the day. And the man we're looking at right now, David Toms, 6 under. And you mentioned to us that you got it cooking on the backside today.
Yeah, I guess I birdied 4 out of the last 5 or 6 holes. I'm not sure, but I started hitting some good long iron shots, starting with 15, and hit a really good one at 16, just a little bit too far, about 18 feet, and almost made that one. But my putter's starting to come around. Today I made some good putts and starting to hit the ball better, and I'm really excited about tomorrow.
You've been finishing tournaments awfully well. We watched you go into the playoff at Greenville and handle yourself very well there. You've got to feel good about your chances tomorrow again.
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, being in the position before, I think I'll do well with it. Last week against E.J. Pfister in the playoff, I hit played the second hole, made an eagle on number 17, the par 5, when he had a 6-footer for birdie. So it's like I'm making some clutch shots when I have to, making the clutch putts, and it's a lot of fun playing golf right now.
David, you're currently ranked second on the money list. If you look at goals and things like that, are you trying to catch Jerry and go by him and be the leading money winner this year, or is it not necessarily a main goal for you?
Well, beginning of the year, I had 2 main goals, and that was to win more than once. I've done that. And another was to finish top 5, because top 5 is so huge compared to top 10. You know, you're not in any reshuffles, and you're fully exempt player. So right now, that's what I'm looking at doing. And with a good finish tomorrow, you know, I should have that in sight.
All right, stay with us. We'll go out now to 13, 432-yard par 4.
A lot of players don't hit driver off this 13th hole, Denny, as the fairway narrows down about 275 yards, so they hit 3 wood short of that. Play middle irons to the pin.
For the 16th, and Ben Bates.
Ben Bates with rounds of 67 and 72 the first 2 days. And a club short here on 16.
To the 18th, and to cap off a big day, Robert Thompson from 20 feet for birdie.
Turn. Hello. It's the tradesman's entrance on that putt.
6 under par 66, which is what David Toms fashioned earlier today. David, in your mind, the key to the golf course, the par 5s, make as many birdies as possible there. That seems to be what the leaders have done this week.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, but today, I guess there was only 2 of them that I thought that were reachable, and that was 7 and 12. But the thing about both holes, 7 today was in our face, left to right wind. It's a tough tee shot. You know, get out of bounds right, and if you try to draw it around the corner, you got lake left. And then around on 12, I've been hitting 3 wood there, but today it was playing longer and we weren't getting the roll, so I tried to hit a driver. But when you hit driver on that hole, you know, the fairway's only 10 yards wide down at the neck. So, you know, the key, you know, just about every hole is to get the ball in the fairway, but especially on the par 5s here.
Well, things were going good for a while for Sonny Skinner, but Mark got a foliage problem here at 13.
Yeah, he found one of them pesky little thickets again, you know. I'm sure he wishes this course was a few years older and these thickets wouldn't be there. He even messed around with swinging left-handed a minute here, but I think he's come to his senses and he's gonna, take that back. He looks like he is going left.
Tell you what, that's a pretty good motion.
Well,
where's Leonard Thompson when you need him?
Where's Mac O'Grady when you need him?
That's a good-looking left-handed swing.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, it looks good on paper, doesn't it? We'll see.
I make a lot of good practice swings left-handed, but the ball, when I put the club in front of the ball, all sorts of stuff breaks loose, and you never know what's going to happen.
You know, on this Nike Tour, bad things can happen sometime.
Bad things, man.
I just wonder what kind of spin he's going to put on this shot.
Yeah, not bad. It just dribbled into that first cut here to make it a little tougher.
Greg Wisman next to play.
It's a great pin here. They've got it on that front side, which brings that front left into play, that collection area. You got to be careful not to leave yourself short and left here. You'll have a real tough chip up that closely mown area. Greg's got right on 150 yards. Should be just a little 8 for him. Wind's helping slightly. It looks straight. I don't know how the weight of it is. They cut a little heavy.
Back to 18 we go. And a good birdie try for Mark Schuhart. What is it, downhill the last quarter of an inch there at 18? Holy mackerel. Let's go back to 13 and John Huff.
140 yards right up the hill. 9-iron. Uh-oh, he let it go right. Just clipped the tree, and boy, was he lucky. Kind of knocked it down and to the left.
He's doing all right with his bounces off of trees here in the last couple holes.
Back to 14 now, and Matt Peterson.
Peterson even par today with 2 bogeys and 2 birdies, and trying to play the run-up shot from the right of this green. And difficult shot as the green runs against you.
Just after that, this was Barlow. Kind of a carbon copy. A little bit higher, perhaps, but the result wasn't much better. Let's go back now to 13 and Sonny Skinner. Playing right-handed or left-handed here, Mark?
Well, he's got it going the proper way right now, and he better hit it proper because he's got trees to mess with on the right on this little shot. He ran it through the fairway into the rough. Got about 110 yards. He's got to pick up his pace a little bit here because Boots Widener's right on him. He's hit a wonderful shot there. Hit a little short of the green and bounced right up.
There's Father Time. Boots Widener. Clock is ticking, and so are we. We'll be back with more of our third round coverage after this.
We're scheduled for a whirlwind tour of the world's most exclusive golf resorts in the next Passages to Paradise. We'll begin with a round of golf and a massage at the Palm Air Hotel and Spa in Pompano Beach, Florida. Then we'll travel to Mexico for the royal treatment at a pair of first-class hotels on the Baja Peninsula. And we'll tee off in Bermuda at the Port Royal Golf Course.
New episode tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's a time for preparation. The last moment to sharpen weapons. This tournament readies the field. It is the build-up for the PGA Championship. And it's all on the Golf Channel. Prime time. Don't miss the Buick Open. Day 3 tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Welcome back. And Greg Hamilton trying to break out of the log jam and grab the lead for himself with a birdie here at 14.
This putt should move a little to the right. Hit the perfect iron shot into the screen, playing left of the flag.
That was a pretty confident stroke, Gary. Greg Hamilton with his 5th birdie on the day against 1 bogey takes the lead by a shot.
To the 16th, and the Wizard again trying to save par. Danny Briggs. Well, he's used up another one of those 9 lives, and now back to 13 and John Huff.
Well, after cleaning the sap off of his ball, he's got a pretty good roll at it and left it a little short.
Well, you can just see the perplexed look on his face. He's trying to make something positive happen, but he's just kind of moving along.
He feels like he's going nowhere fast, you know, especially with Wiz making a birdie and Sonny birdieing the last 3 holes in a row.
It's almost like your feet are stuck in cement.
Yeah. Wiz was very lucky to end up here. If he'd have been about 5 feet left of this, he'd be way down the hill chipping for his birdie. Said he's got a pretty makeable 18-footer. Very straight putt.
While we've got a moment, we'd like to welcome The man who authored a 64 earlier today to the booth, Larry Silvera. You know, there's been a lot of streaking on golf courses lately, and certainly you did that today with 6 birdies in a row at one point.
Yeah, the hole just kind of just jumped out there and started swallowing my ball out there. It was a lot of fun. I really didn't hit the ball very well today, and just all the putts seemed to be dropping.
Got off to a good start though, birdieing 10 and 12, and made the turn with a birdie at 18, and everything broke loose from that point on.
Yeah, it really did. You know, one wasn't playing, you know, extremely long. I hit like a 3-iron in there and pitched it up there about 6 feet and made that putt, and then I hit a 3-wood off the next hole and pitching wedge. So it really wasn't playing that long. I kept on, you know, I made some 20-footers, and every now and then I'd hit it, you know, pretty close and make that putt. But like I said, you know, they just kept on dropping. It was fun out there.
Did you feel like when you're in the middle of the streak that, oh, I've got a streak going, or are you just kind of playing golf and letting things happen?
Well, you know, when I made my 4th one, I thought I only made 3 because I didn't really think I wasn't counting 18, and my streak so far this year has been 5. And when I got to that 5th one, I'm thinking, well, let's see if we can make 6. And then 6 was nice, and then I said, well, let's see if we can make 7. And I hit a pretty good putt for my trying to make my 7th birdie out there.
Natural progression would have been to make 7 in a row. What about your feelings? Barely you make the cut. Now you got a chance to really win the golf tournament.
Exactly. You know, it's strange. Like I was telling some of the other media guys, I didn't make a birdie yesterday. I had 17 pars and 1 bogey out there, and today it just kept, you know, I was just kind of riding the wave. It just kept on making some putts out there. So, like you said, you know, I just going from making the cut to having a chance, opportunity to do well.
How have you fared when you've got in contention this year, Larry?
I really thought I had. I mean, I had Cleveland. I thought, you know, I was going to pretty much win that, and I made a bogey on 17 and lost in a playoff. So far, not too good. Maybe tomorrow will be better. It's, you know, I've finished second a couple times this year, and that's been about it.
Larry, what about your thoughts at the 9th, which was your 18th hole? Did you know that you were playing for the course record at that point in time, or no?
Not really. I didn't realize that 9 under was a course record. 9's such a difficult hole out there. I had 217. I'm trying to hit a 4-iron in there. The green's hard, and the pin was kind of back right a little bit. And I was just trying to get it in the middle of the green and hopefully have a chance to make that putt. And I ended up bogeying the hole.
All right, stay with us, Larry. Let's go now to Sonny Skinner for a par at 13.
Big breaking putt here. Oh, almost a miracle par for Sonny Skinner.
From agony to ecstasy, perhaps. Vic Wilk trying to make 4 at the 18th.
Boy, we saw him go through a beautiful putting streak first day, and that's kind of how he did it. Ball kept finding the bottom of the hole.
To the par 3 14th final group of the day. It's finally reached the tee at this beautiful 177-yard hole. Gary?
It's a great looking hole, framed very nicely. The problem is on that right-hand side, the players are going to be playing away from the right because it slopes drastically if they do miss this green. Little bit of a bailout to the left side. .177 yards. Greg Wisman has chosen a 6-iron.
Hold still, please. Larry Silvera, this was one of the only holes you didn't birdie today. What did you hit at 14?
I hit a 6-iron also out there. It was a little into the wind. Just trying to keep it below the hole. The green has kind of slopes from back to front, and if you can, I hit it about 10 feet and had a good chance at it.
Looks pretty good. Just a hair right of the hole. Very good shot for Wiz.
Just straight up the hill for birdie. Good place to leave it. Although it's a dangerous place to leave it, right of that flag.
It sure is. There's not a whole lot of room right of that ball, is there?
No, 4 or 5 feet more right, and it tumbles down the hill, and then you're stuck with what kind of shot to play back up that hill. There's a great view of what the players have on the 14th hole here. Both the par 3s framed quite well with trees. Easy to get your line, not quite so easy to hit it, but easy to get it.
Hello. He's a little bit left to the safer side.
Yeah.
Very acceptable.
Has this group picked up the pace at all, Mark?
Yeah, they have, and you can tell it's kind of rattled Sonny a little bit. You know, he's the one, I think, and you know, it kind of puts him out of his game plan a little bit. You know, they had a little problem on 12, and I think that's what happened. They got a little bit behind. Of course, they were on the clock on that hole, but they got further back after that hole. Maybe he'll get his tempo back now.
Sonny teeing it up on the right side of the tee, which would make you think he'd want to hit a fade into this pin.
Oh, he's pulled this one left big time. That's a couple of double crosses he's had in the last 3 holes.
Double cross may cost him a double bogey on that hole. Chris Smith with a long birdie roll. Oh, Nicklaus-like fashion with putter up in the air. Larry Silvera did that a few times as well today. Thanks, Larry, for stopping by. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
We'll be back with more after this. In this Dakota Dunes Digest, we take you back 2 years to the 1993 Dakota Dunes Open. When you look at Alan Pate's winning score of 260, don't think that he was 28 under par. Due to an overflow of the nearby Missouri River, the course was shortened to just 17 holes. Pate, who turned pro in 1976 and played mostly overseas, finished at 16 under par to defeat Stan Utley by a single stroke. Golf's Globetrotter has played tournament golf in over 50 countries around the world, but his only win here in the States came right here at the Dakota Dunes.
Let me guess. One side of you craves easy chair comfort, while the other side itches for performance, right? Well, meet Buick Regal with its famous 3800 V6 engine and Grand Touring suspension. Add to that an all-new interior with body-sensitive seats. And finally, there's a car for the two of you. Buick Regal.
The hands of Jack Nicklaus have driven 380-yard greens in playoff pressure. They've buried 40-foot putts to determine the outcome of major tournaments. And they've made golf balls perform in ways others never dreamed possible. Today, they bring you the new progressive-sized Bear irons. Isn't it time you put your game in Jack's hands?
Moment ago, Danny Briggs at the 17th.
17th hole, 422-yard par 4, dogleg right. Pin today in the middle back portion of the green. Oh, and half a club short.
Back to 15 a moment ago, and Jeff Barlow.
From just under 230 yards. Heading a little bit right of the pin, but looking pretty good.
And a good place to miss it.
Just after that shot, our tournament leader, Greg Hamilton.
From 225 yards. Long iron. This looks right on it. Incredible looking shot.
Beautiful.
Hamilton's birdied 3 of the last 4, and another good chance at 15, and second chance perhaps is what Sonny Skinner needs here at 14.
He drew a terrible lie, and he's got to get dangerously close to this tree in his way. He could get it close, but he'd have to catch it perfectly.
Oh, he put it real close to that tree, Mark.
I'll tell you what, I thought coming out of that stuff, he may even hit the tree. It's one of those you just hope it doesn't.
Back to 15 we go, and Matt Peterson.
After a big drive, 190 yards to the pin, Matt's chosen a 5-iron. Another good-looking shot.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right.
Boy, these guys like this front pin here, Gary.
Yes, I thought this was going to give them more problems today, Jim.
Go back now to the par 3 14th, and John Huff.
Very makeable putt, even though it's 25 feet. Not a whole lot of break. It's uphill, left to right. Fairly level for these greens.
Get in there.
Oh, he thought he'd made it. He was waiting for that last bit of break.
To 17T. Chris Smith just one shot off the lead after a nice birdie on the last hole.
Chris Smith going with the 3-wood here.
Shot.
Fairway narrows up, and Chris Smith is driving distance where he would hit his driver, and that's perfectly placed, left side of the fairway, short of the bunker.
For a miraculous 3 at the 14th, Sonny Skinner.
It's about 14 or 15 feet, a little downhill left to right. Boy, he's got to be feeling pretty bad after making 3 in a row. Now he's got to make this just to keep from bogeying 2 in a row. Very unlucky there. Just lost its speed at the last second.
Boy, he is battling right now. And let's go now to 17. Danny Briggs about a club short here at 17. Danny with 4 birdies, no bogeys today. But he has saved par on a number of occasions from outside of 10 feet.
Now this is a putt that comes over this ridge that works off this part of the green and back over this part of the green. Kind of right in the trough. And this putt should break a touch to his right and downhill.
Keep there.
Keep coming.
Back to 14. Greg Wisman for birdie. And another one that burns the edge.
Stand, please.
This just ahead at the 15th. A moment ago, Jeff Barlow from the fringe.
Using the putter. Got the right speed. Boy, catches an edge and it won't fall for him.
John Huff for a 3 at the 14th. He remains one behind Greg Hamilton.
One's gone from 314, 115. What's the available job? 115.
Now Matt Peterson to try and make 3 at 15.
Well, this would be a huge birdie, this hole. Playing very tough all week. Oh, what a nice birdie there.
It was like a U-turn at the cup. Matt Peterson just hanging around. 3 shots off the lead. And now Greg Hamilton, speaking of the lead, with a good chance, Gary, to get to 13 under.
A very good chance. About 7 or 8 feet. Might move a little bit to the right, depending on what speed he hits it, but I've been very impressed by the way he's hit the ball today. He's hit it extremely solidly.
Going on a great run here. He's 11, 12, 14. Oh, and that one never had a chance.
Well, he had a peek over at the leaderboard by the side of the green, Jim, before he hit his putt and saw he was in the lead.
Taking a look back, trying to rationalize why that one didn't go in. He still leads by 1. We'll be back with more third round coverage on the Golf Channel after this.
Looks like you're going to need a small bucket.